Hey guys, and welcome back to Anime Recap Pro. I know you've been wanting part 2 of Code Geass. Well, the wait is over. When we left off, Shirley saw what was underneath Zero's mask. Will Zero have to kill her? Want to find out? Stay tuned! We kick off as Lelouch wonders if Shirley may have discovered that he is Zero, so he and CC go to Narita to find her. Ogi looks around the battlefield from the night before and finds a wounded Valletta, who is left to die out of sight. Lelouch meets Mao, a young man who uses his Geas ability to read minds and take advantage of Shirley's insecurities and get her to shoot Lelouch. Shirley fails at the end, so CC sends Mao away for a while. Lelouch uses his Geas to erase Shirley's memories of him because her grief and guilt are tearing her apart. CC talks about her past with Mao and how he went crazy because he couldn't turn off his Geas. Valletta wakes up in Ogi's apartment after being hurt, and he finds out that she only remembers some things. CC tells Lelouch to take care of Mao herself, but when he knocks her out, Mao gets the upper hand. Lelouch uses his smarts to trick Mao and get CC out of trouble by having the Britannian police surround Mao and shoot him. Lelouch promises he won't let his power get the best of him like Mao did. He does this while safely on a roof away from the scene. CC goes as a messenger to the Chinese Federation, and Millie meets with Lloyd Asplund, who made the Lancelot, to discuss getting married. Mao turns to take Nunnally hostage in the sewers of Ashford Academy. Lelouch and Suzaku work together to save her. Mao's plans are thwarted by Suzaku's physical skill and Lelouch's clever use of the Geas. Mao says that Suzaku killed his father before he can be arrested. In return, Lelouch silences Mao with his Geas, and CC comes back and kills Mao. There is a ceremony to open the Clovis Memorial Art Museum, and Euphemia judges the works of art. Lelouch agrees to help Kyoshiro, Todo's friends, save their leader. Lelouch gets Todo to join the Black Knights while they are on a rescue mission. The Lancelot shows up and tries to stop them, but Lelouch can guess what it will do and plan a way to fight back. The cockpit of the Lancelot is broken, which lets Suzaku out. Lelouch is shocked and tells everyone to run away immediately as reinforcements come. Because Suzaku's from Japan, the Brits make fun of him at the museum. In response, Euphemia says that she will make Suzaku her knight. Lelouch sets the order of the Black Knights as Euphemia knights Suzaku. Dithard Reed says that Suzaku should be killed, but Lelouch has something else in mind for him. At a Britannian military base on Kamine Island, he starts a plan to catch Suzaku and the Lancelot. It almost works, but Schneizel El Britannia shows up and tells his floating battleship, the Avalon, to attack the island. He wants to kill Zero by sacrificing Suzaku. After the Avalon arrives, Lelouch, Euphemia, Kallen, and Suzaku end up on the mysterious Kamine Island for no clear reason. Suzaku meets Kallen and discovers that she is a Black Knight and the pilot of the Gurren. At the same time, Zero finds Euphemia, proving that he is Lelouch as she had thought. Schneizel, Lloyd, and Cecil Krumi are looking at the old ruins on the island. When Lelouch, Kallen, Suzaku, and Euphemia suddenly fall into the ruins, Lelouch and Kallen steal the nightmare frame Gawain to get out. As Suzaku is being held for disobedience, it comes out that Lelouch used Geas on him and gave him the order to live. This is how Suzaku put his own life before Zero's capture. In another place, the Japanese government from 7 years ago that has been living in exile starts a full-scale attack on Kish with the help of the Chinese Federation. The Lancelot is used by the Britannian army to fight back against the Kish. In the meantime, Nina meets Princess Euphemia and, by accident, calms Euphemia down about how she feels about Suzaku. When Suzaku's Lancelot runs out of power, he is backed up into a corner. Zero and CC fly in on the Gawain to recharge the Lancelot, and the two nightmares finish the Kish campaign together. Every year, the Ashford Academy has a school festival. Ogi, Valletta, Euphemia, and Kallen all go their ways to the event, and as they get closer to each other, their secret identities may be revealed. When Euphemia's presence is known, there is widespread panic. She says on live TV that she wants to make that area around Mount Fuji a specially administrated zone of Japan, SAZOJ, where 11s can once again be called Japanese. She thinks this will bring back the good times she had with Lelouch and Nunnally, but Lelouch knows that she is naive and doesn't agree. During the SAZOJ ceremony, Lelouch and Euphemia talk in private about the future of Japan. She persuades him and Lelouch quickly stops his rebellion, but he then loses control of his Geas while jokingly tell her to kill all the Japanese. People at the ceremony ceremony are killed by the order of Euphemia, who is affected by the Geas. Lelouch feels bad about what happened and decides to fix it by saying Euphemia's SAZOJ is a trap to get the Black Knights to come out. He then tells his troops to beat the Britannian forces, protect the Japanese, and kill Euphemia. When Lelouch finds Euphemia, he shoots her and kills her. Suzaku sees the shooting happen and takes Euphemia to the Avalon for urgent care. Euphemia fights off the Geas and has one last conversation with Suzaku before she dies. While Suzaku is upset about her death, VV introduces himself and explains why Euphemia caused the massacre. Zero says he wants to eliminate Britannia and make a new country called the United States of Japan. Soon, everyone in Area 11 will rise against the Britannian Empire and the Black Knights will move towards the Tokyo settlement. The Black Knights can push back the Britannian army and use Ashford Academy as their base of operations. Lelouch and CC fight Suzaku and trick him into a trap that drains the power of his Lancelot. Valletta remembers who Ogi is and shoots at him. Lelouch faces Cornelia and has Andreas Dalton, affected by the Geas, stop Cornelia's nightmare. In the meantime, VV comes to see Nunnally with the plan to take her away. Lelouch uses the Geas on Cornelia and discovers that she doesn't know who killed his mother. When he does, though, he learns that not only is Cornelia not the perpetrator, but also she is completely unaware of who it is. Zero then questions Cornelia, who was in charge of Marianne's guards, and finds out that Marianne gave Cornelia the order to remove the guards, which makes him wonder if Marianne was aware that she was going to be attacked. Then, when he inquires if she has any leads from her research, she responds that Charles had Schneisel remove the body, which led to Zero to believe that Charles was somehow involved. At that moment, CC feels something and quickly tells Zero to get back inside. Zero does what she says, thinking that she means that security is coming soon and that they should take Cornelia hostage. She informs him that Nunnally has been abducted and is being held on Kamine Island instead, so Lelouch leaves the Black Knights to save her. There, CC stays behind to keep Jeremiah busy while Zero moves ahead. Zero gets to the thought elevator wall and realizes that the bomb was just a distraction. He is about to reach out and touch the wall to get Nunnally when a bullet goes by his head and hits the wall. Suzaku steps out of the shadows and tells Zero to turn around and look at him. Zero starts to wonder why he should fight for Euphemia after all the damage she has caused. Instead, Suzaku says that he knows about his Geas power and that he was the one who caused the massacre in the zone on purpose. He then says that Zero is just an arrogant coward, but that might not even be who he is. He then says that he knows Callan is right and behind him trying to shoot him, and he asks her if he wants to see Zero's real face when she has a chance. Callan tries to stop Suzaku, but he shoots Zero's mask, causing it to break in half and reveal Lelouch's face. The shot also hits Callan on top of the head. Callan falls to her knees in shock, but Suzaku does nothing but shakes his head. Lelouch has no choice but to say that he is Zero. Callan then asks if he's been using them the whole time. Lelouch doesn't deny it, but he says that his actions will save Japan, so she shouldn't care. Callan, on the other hand, starts to cry. Suzaku then thinks that he should have asked Lelouch questions a long time ago, even though he suspected him but didn't want to believe it. He then yells at Lelouch and says that Lelouch has been lying to everyone. Lelouch ignores this and tells him that Nunnally has been taken. He asks Suzaku to help save her like they did before, but Suzaku refuses, saying he should have helped Euphemia instead of killing her. Callan starts to shiver. Lelouch says that this isn't true. He says that he just had to kill her like Suzaku did to Genbu, and since it happened in the past, he will mourn for her later. Suzaku is so enraged by this that he shakes violently while holding the gun and says that Lelouch has betrayed everyone by refusing to join Euphemia and that he will kill Lelouch to prevent him from achieving his objective, in order to achieve a new one that he has thought of. Lelouch dares Suzaku to shoot him, and then he puts a vial of sakuradite on his chest. When Lelouch dies, the vial will explode, killing both Suzaku and Callan. But Suzaku, who has reached the peak of his madness, says that Lelouch has no purpose in the world and that his very existence is a mistake. He also says that Lelouch should be wiped off the face of the earth and that he doesn't even deserve Nunnally, which is the last straw for Lelouch. Infuriated, Lelouch pulls out his gun. The screen goes black as the former two friends scream each other's names, and Nunnally's body jumps into the air. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.